Peace, and more peace. What's going on, everybody? Hey, happy whatever day of the week it is to you, man. You are now tuned into the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. We're back once again for episode number 24. Can y'all believe that? 24 episodes. 24. That's right, man. The Hot Mango Seed Podcast, where we, the crew, the HMS crew, dig down to the seed and peel back the layers on everything, to cryptocurrency, to the metaverse, to relationships, to the marijuana industry, and so much more. I'm not joined alone, but my name is LaRue, and I'm here with the Hot Mango Seed crew. To my right, the VI Massive, Souljah Bless.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Massive and crew.
Yes, the king of all kings, King T.
Have no fear, the king is here.
Mr. Botanist Rob Raider.
Hello.
Yes, and shout out to the producer behind all of the beats, Henny Skywalker.
Henny Sky, what's up, Henny?
She's not with us, but she is with us because you can hear her beats playing. Man, how are y'all feeling?
Feeling great.
Lovely.
Great.
Alive. Welcome back, Rob. We missed you last episode.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Rob Raider
I
is
was all
back.
getting blasted, I guess.
Yeah, happy belated birthday, man.
Thank you.
I heard you just turned 62.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to 69.
69.
You know what I
Yes, man. But happy born day to you, man. You know, we
Appreciate
gotta hang out with you, you know, a day or two later, and it was the turn up season, man.
Absolutely. Had a good time.
Always great, you know. And for y'all who are tuning in now, if you didn't check out last week's episode, it was one of our best, man. Even though, you know, we didn't have Henny or Rob with us, we dove into Forex trading. And
man.
J-Mob. With J-Mob. Shout out to the Pip Dealer, a.k.a. J-Mob. John Noon, excuse me. But yeah.
Hey, that might be a good
J.
pulling up the name though, J Noon. Because
J. Noon.
J-Mob, J Noon. You know what I mean? That might be a good little, you know, little counter identity.
Hey, I need my cut.
You hear that? John Noon or J Noon.
J Noon.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's not have a little ring.
It is catchy.
Yeah, J Noon.
But yeah, everybody feeling good though?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
A lot of good things happening in life, you know.
Yeah, man. Congrats to you, man.
Thank you.
We ain't gotta go all deep, but congrats.
I tell him I
Yeah,
got
go ahead.
married.
Hey!
Boy.
Shout out to the man.
I got married.
Yeah,
Yes,
hey,
yes.
Blessings.
Many blessings to the union. You understand what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing, man.
It's,
Congratulations to you both.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. And just to think that we were episodes back talking about being single and how we, you know, so, you know.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
LaRue next.
Yes, hopefully I'm next.
Married one
next. Please.
Use the last one left, my bruv.
I'm not desperate. But I am reserved. I know that I'm reserved for somebody. You
Yes,
know
good
what I mean?
job,
You
ladies.
just keep looking.
Yeah. But for me, like this time of year, right, like for me, you know, we're beginning to head into my favorite time of year. And I say heading, yes. I say heading because, you know, before we arrive into the fall season, we first have to go through the peak hurricane season here in the southeast of the United States. You know, for me growing up in Seattle, my favorite time of year was always summertime because they're deprived of sunshine. And now living in Florida, you know, fall has become my favorite time of year because football starts up again. Go Seahawks. Go Raiders if you're Rob Raider.
Yeah.
Raiders.
By the way, they're playing today
Vegas.
too.
Oh, that's what it is now?
Vegas Raiders.
I need to get back in the loop.
Yeah, and then, you know, we Floridians get past the hurricane season once the fall comes.
Yeah, shout out to the Hurricanes.
Yes, the tropical rain starts to go away and it finally cools down, you know, because for any of those who are familiar with Florida weather, we have been getting torched by the sun since about April. Blasted for about... Go ahead.
No, see, I'm learning because I don't got no tent in the damn car.
Oh, man, you got to. It's a must. You know, so for about...
magnifying
Yeah,
glass,
the
bro.
greenhouse effect in that bitch is crazy.
Oh, man. So for about 6 months, you know, we've been getting punished by hot temperatures, and then finally fall arrives and things slowly begin to cool down. Tourist season slows down, and life just gets so much better. You know, I love Halloween Horror Nights. That comes back around at Universal, you know, here in Orlando. Can't wait. And life is just good. But then every few years during the fall, we also get bombarded with billboards, junk mail, and commercials for primary, general, and local elections.
And all that.
Elections.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I'm already tired of this primary election here in Florida. I've been getting text messages and junk mail every single day, and it's so annoying. You know, not that I don't want to be a part of it, but it just feels intrusive, you know, and the thing, though, is this is also one of the most important elections that we have because we vote on our state senator, our Congress representative, our governor.
Val Dimmons, shout out Val Dimmons. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, please shout her out because, man, we need the we vote on the attorney general, the judges, the mayor, school board chair, and so much more. You know, and the little jewel I'll leave with you off top is, man, do your research, man. You know, like, don't just vote for people who look like you.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Look at their policies and
Vote
try
for
to
the
make
lesser
an
evil.
educated
Absolutely.
decision on that, you know.
Say it again, Rob.
Vote for the lesser evil.
Is that not what the truth really is?
I mean,
It's sad, but
sometimes
he's
in
right
some
sometimes.
cases, in some cases,
I say most times.
He's right. So he's right in some cases.
They do have situations where you actually do like one of the policymakers. You actually like the policies and what they stand for, and so you're not choosing the lesser of two evils. You're choosing the one that you like the most.
Yeah.
The policies that actually work. So.
And I mean, like that is the ideal thing, right? You definitely want to vote for somebody who like shares your thoughts, your agendas, or your, you know, what you want to see happen in the world. In other words, for lack of better terms. And sometimes, though, it does feel like you're voting for the lesser two evils.
I mean, it does, because sometimes you don't feel like the people to choose from. It's not a big pick, so if you don't like both of them, so then what you're going to have to do is like, this one here doesn't suck as much as this one. So, right? You know what I mean? So you got to choose whichever one, but I don't know if that's really a good way to
That's not.
choose,
But it is what it is.
But if you don't vote, then you're still not doing your duty, but then you don't like none of the policies that the two candidates have, so then you're in a hard space, so you just have to like...
That's my thought exactly. It's like, you know, like you look, sometimes you're just like, man, I don't feel like I trust either one of these people. You know, I can look up and see like this one had a scandal, this one's racist, this one is sexist, this one is blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, but then the one in office right now is you know, he ain't done nothing for me.
Subpar, yeah.
So, but if I don't vote, then there's a chance, you know, like, so it's then I feel I'm voting for the lesser evil.
Yeah, well, you know, the fact that you're voting is a big step, but, you know, it is coming to that.
It is.
I think it's a revolving step.
Well, I mean, it does boil down to that sometimes, but the reality is, you know, if you know one evil is going to burn down a nation and another evil is just going to mess up a city, you don't want the city to get messed up, but I prefer only a city over a nation, right? So you think about if we see another Trump coming, just because we don't like, you know, Joe Biden, doesn't mean we sit at home. We have to vote, you know, because in the end, it's either the nation. It sucks if anything doesn't grow or prosper, but if you got to choose between the whole country or a quarter of the country, for the survival of the country, you gotta pick the lesser of the two evils. Now, this time, I don't think it's a lesser of two evils that's taking place. This time, I think it is. I mean, whoever's Republican, hopefully they get a good one in there. But the way, you know, Trump's people are, they make it impossible for the good Republicans to win. There are some good Republicans like Liz Cheney, who I don't agree with on everything, but she stands up for what she at least believes is right.
Right.
Whereas
as a Republican, she's what they call a rhino.
Yeah, they put her in the rhino status. So they're
which
doing
means she's
everything
big?
to keep those kind
No,
out.
it says Republican only in name is what rhino stand for.
On the Democratic side,
okay.
on the Democratic side, the only thing they can say right now about Biden is he's old, because you look at everything else that's taking place. With all he's getting bipartisan laws passed that are helping, for instance, the CHIPS bill that is going to bring in thousands and thousands of jobs here in the United States. Which, doesn't it strike anybody weird that we aren't the #1 chip manufacturing country in the world, yet we buy them from other countries? Same countries we have problems with, like China. Like, that makes no sense.
Because we're not trying to pollute our air. They haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah,
it'd be too many industrial.
The pollution, huh?
Yeah, it'd be a lot of.
Well, I mean, it does cause a haze over in China. You see how the factories.
So the reason why we don't build certain things over here is just because of the environment kind of situation.
But that's why you put them places. Y'all, I don't know if y'all traveled around the United States. There's a lot of empty ass land. You think about when we went on the last big tour that we went on all around the United States, it seemed like, going from city to city, there was a lot of empty space. And trust me, I've been to certain area that ain't supposed to exist that does in the military, and there was nothing but emptiness for hundreds and hundreds of miles.
I think we need that just for cleansing the air. And stuff like that. we need. Come on, you gotta think about that.
We do need.
Imagine if most America looked like New York.
But that's why you don't. That's why you don't put
it. It is not clean air. There's people have heard.
That's why you don't
went
put
to
it.
other countries and the air smells.
You could cut
way
the air
better
with a
or
knife
something like
in
that
China,
because you don't.
So horrible over there.
You don't have that much clutterness in between, so I believe it's good where it's at now. Don't build up too much, and leave it as now and just.
So what happens if China decides America don't deserve no more chips?
Then go to another country, South America.
You gotta eat Doritos.
But what I'm saying is,
right.
What I'm saying is, it boils down to we either excel, or we're at the mercy of them allowing us to excel. And right now, we're at the mercy of them. Like at any given time, which they're always mad at us. They ain't the only country, but China is always mad at us. At any given time, like right now, where they're already starting to block American companies from exporting goods to China, at the same time stopping because of the visit from Pelosi. They're acting like little kids.
That's so.
They went.
What did she do? Supposedly
she went and visited. She was visiting all
Taiwan.
the nations that we're tied in with, and she just happens. We've had other U.S. officials go, but because she's so high up, they took offense to it. And
they took offense to her going to Taiwan.
To Taiwan.
So
she went to Taiwan.
Is that a strategic battle point, I guess, or something like that?
Well, because Taiwan, China believes that they still own Taiwan.
Right.
Taiwan believes they're free, and we're not supposed to be. We support a one China, where we support Taiwan supposedly being part of China, but we cool with Taiwan.
They're about to invade Taiwan.
But shouldn't we listen to China since we owe them money?
China about to invade Taiwan.
Since we owe them money, should we listen to them?
No.
But
in the end, what I'm getting at is, we are at their control. Everything we do is based on computerization, based on that chip.
Yeah.
So we are literally their puppets at any given moment. What about the chips they're giving us that they could be putting plants in there to get top secret information from us? There's so much that can be happening.
True.
And we have no control over it, and we're just accepting this as this is how life's supposed to be. Now, granted, I don't want America filled with smoke.
Yeah, smoke. It will get
bad. But
bad.
all I'm saying is, when an evil dictator controls your future, it's not good.
So
we could just start working.
It's not good.
So what if? So do you think that? I hate to say it, but you think that Trump's approach, like when he was in office, of trying to bring everything to the United States and create our own.
No, I don't think the way he did it was correct. He was basically like cut the world out.
Probably had
America
a good idea.
in.
Just approach
You know what I'm saying? He wanted everything, the world cut off, and just America. Like you can't go buy from China, can't go buy anything like that. That's what he wanted.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, except for the countries where he's making billions in, and where he's making his big money.
Yeah.
He's cool with us doing business with them, right?
Right.
My theory, since I was a child, I've always said, why are we not buying American-made products? And it boils down to we're spoiled. We want higher pay. And if our products are made in America, everything is going to cost more money.
True.
And because of that, we buy everything in China, and then we complain about China.
Why? Because their workforce. Yeah, because the workforce labor.
The workforce.
Won't complain like we Americans will. We were going to complain about insurance, dental, 401. We want the whole nine. A Mexican, give me $5, and I'll build this whole bitch by tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the difference. It's a mindset difference between that. So
like you say, I think it's that we spoil. A lot of people don't want to take the lesson, but we, there's a lot more to play into it than just saying that we spoil. They have so much other factors.
Yeah, a lot of factors.
Social, the society, how we supposed to live, to pay rent. You can't have these means it falls down into a lot. But I feel like it should have some. We should have some chip manufacturers here in the United States.
Man.
Not enough to
we
make
probably
smart,
do.
You know what I mean?
Just not the major.
But enough so that way we could supply our own if needed. We could still sub it out.
Exactly.
I think it should be enough that if we need chips, that we could have some on the ready and have
the crazy
some
thing is,
days.
we could do it right there in Alaska. What the fuck is in Alaska?
So my question also is, what is the other country that we can actually buy these chips from where we don't have to rely? I'm trying to figure
Japan?
out, why are we relying
Probably.
on countries that we got beef
They
with?
make PlayStation, don't they?
I think because like you said,
China
China
makes so
willing
much.
to China willing to sacrifice their airspace to do it. Because
Oh, what about
But
the,
is the what's the second biggest?
what about
chip
Saudi Arabia?
manufacturer?
Well, no, never mind.
I
don't know
wouldn't
yet.
know.
But yeah, anyway, that's
South America?
what got us talking about chips? We were talking about politics
Yeah, we're
and
talking about-
voting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
yeah, voting is voting what gets to it.
Man.
Y'all know I get passionate about all that shit.
Yeah, man, and once again, you're tuning into the Hot Mango Seed podcast. Make sure you follow us on our social.
The seed is hot.
Yes, the seed is hot. You know, we plant those seeds in y'all mind, and you know, it's funny. We're talking about Trump, man, and I've been seeing him in the headlines, like talk about doing evil and how evil come back to haunt you.
Oh, he also
Oh,
told
man.
people some stuff too.
What'd he say?
Bury whatever on your own property so you can get some tax invasion type shit.
What? What?
When you bury someone on your property,
Yeah.
How he did how he did his ex-wife.
But
yeah.
it's
That's
a
fucked
law
up, too.
that's been already put in place before he did that, and a lot of people didn't know that.
Oh,
So all you do is bury someone on like
Your
your
property.
property, and then you get like a tax break
Tax
or some
break.
shit like that.
Like you bury a dog in the backyard?
No.
like
human being.
like a human.
Yeah, I'm saying,
actual
like-
person.
like you- instead of burying a
that's
dog.
why he
Yeah.
buried his ex-wife
in his property?
on the golf course. Next, look, they say next to hole number 1, but he did. He buried her on the golf
she's there.
course. She died because she
You
fell
get a
down
tax
some
break.
stairs recently. Which one was it? Ivanka.
Ivanka.
Slavanka,
Ivanka.
Don't want to
yeah.
disrespect it, but
And-
it's one of them.
No.
Russians.
Her mom.
That's the first one. The
So
first wife, I
she
think.
fell down some stairs and died, surprisingly, in the middle of all this chaos happening to
That's how
Trump.
she gone for it?
Yeah, it says she
fell
fell
down
down some stairs and died,
That's crazy.
and he buries her on the golf course.
Yeah.
And gets paid taxes from
Tax
it?
break.
And it
He
gives
gets a
him a
tax
tax break because it's like a
Wow.
cemetery
All
kind of.
of
Dude, that dude has no morals at all.
And
At
you're gonna
all.
be crazy, and you're gonna start hearing more stories of people getting found and buried under
Right.
places.
But that was a big thing to do on St. Croix, you know. A lot of people back in the day, mostly, but a lot of people used to bury their loved ones on their land.
Yeah, Trump is on something else.
But they did it because
They
that's-
wasn't looking
it
for
wasn't
a
about
cut, yeah.
taxes. It was
Yeah, they
about
wasn't
because
looking
they
for a
they
cut.
loved
Respect
them and
their land,
yeah,
yeah.
it's something like that. So it's a whole different story. But I will tell you, you're right, LaRue.
Yeah.
Karma is a bitch
What's-
because right
yeah.
now
Trump is crazy.
Trump is catching karma like never before.
Oh, my
I don't know
gosh.
if you know, obviously the January 6 hearings, you know,
Complete
going
the
on, right?
Yeah.
And so what happened? What happened is, you know, not too long ago, the FBI raided Trump's Mar-a-largo location.
Mar-a-largo.
Yeah, raided that location.
Was that here?
And
In
Florida,
South
right?
Florida, yeah,
South Florida?
for some secret and top secret and other classified boxes that and documents that supposedly he had.
He took it from the White
He
House and
took
brought
it from the White House and he
Took it
told
right
his people, the moment I tell you to take it home is to declassify.
Oh my gosh.
Now, the thing is, as a president, you can't declassify the documents yourself, but there's a procedure he has to go through,
Yeah.
which he did not go through for those. So he had all these documents at his place. Some are speculating nuclear. We really don't know until they allow those. But he had some boxes that were the highest top secret clearance possible. That listen. Here's the kicker that's getting him. Here's the kicker that's getting him. Some of these boxes are so top secret that they are not allowed to leave certain facilities ever.
And this dude,
Ever.
he
The
decided to take
president,
them
he
for a
can
moment.
walk out
Listen
with it. He's like,
now.
yo, I need to study these real
So
quick.
you want to know the worst
Let me make
charge
sure.
he's catching right now?
what is it?
Espionage.
Right.
You know that's for
They're
like
gonna
spies,
bury
right?
him under. They're gonna bury him under.
That's
Yeah,
like a
That's the
Metal Gear Solid
traitor,
beat.
right?
that's a traitor. You cannot get no worse. So
They sent his at the Pelican Bay.
and at first, you know,
done.
it happened, and the Republicans are like, "Oh, it's something political this." You know, supposedly Biden and the White House knew nothing about the raid until they saw it online in the news that morning.
Wow.
Or that night. They knew nothing about the raid at all. So it wasn't anything political. It was straight up
By the book.
by the book. And then so what got even more beautiful because, you know, Trump likes to step in his own words in a pile of
Step in his own
dump. And so he's like, oh, they need to release the information on why they did the raid and all this, right? So he's like, you know, they need to release the search warrant and this and that. And the funny thing is, Trump's lawyer had all those papers, so they could have released it anyway to the public. But he pumped it up like the government's FBI is trying to hide stuff. So Merrick Garland, the top dog of the Department of Justice,
Attorney General,
goes online and says, I put in the paperwork to have it released.
Yeah, he went on TV because he was he said that he was defending the integrity of the FBI because what he was saying is that the FBI illegally went and do this and so, and then Trump world explode and they was making all these allegations, so much so that the top dog had to come and make a public announcement.
That's crazy.
They really don't want him for that 2024
and
election.
file for it to be unsealed, file for it to be unsealed so that way everybody could see all the information and see why they did the raid, and it actually did got unsealed.
It unsealed
yesterday, and then they said that's how we found out it was nuclear, and they have 3 charges against one with espionage and another one is
2 others.
He about to disappear to one of the Epstein Islands.
Yes.
What'd you say, Ralph?
I said he about to disappear to one of the Epstein Islands.
For real.
The only way.
But help me understand, right? Like, so the average man, let's say he worked for Bank of America.
Right.
If he was a top dog at Bank of America, he got fired or quit or resigned, and they found out that he took secret documents, he would be arrested right away.
Immediately.
Listen,
they gave him many chances.
There was a I want to say a female in the Navy. I can't remember her name, and I wish I could right now because it's all over the internet. But when the leaks came out, I want to say about, was it Hillary's email? Either way it goes, she was one of the whistleblowers about something Trump did, and she took one document to prove that it was actually taking place. And because it was a top secret document, she got like 5 or 10 years in prison.
Yeah.
One document. This was 2016.
And that's the thing. It's never going to go like that for him because the thing is, with Trump, they say that they've been literally trying to get back these documents since January. Somebody came to Mar-a-largo in January. They shake hands. They had a meeting about it. Tell them, hey, we need these documents back in a nice form that they wouldn't do anybody else. They give this man
ain't none of us getting them privileges,
from January, you hear what I say?
They would have raided.
You see where we at now? And then it take now for them to go and take FBI people to go to his place. But from January, they've been like, hey, dog, we need the shit back.
But that's not even the catch, though. Jeez. Like, this been like so I've been trying to tell y'all, watch this saga. It's soap opera if you want to see some comedy. Okay, so like Bless said, they met with him first. Then think about it. This is all, the documents were taken January 20th of 20, when did he get out of office?
The 7th or the 6th.
2021 was it, or one of them?
The 6th was the riot.
Yes.
All right, so the riot. Yeah, so on the 20th he left office. He took all those boxes, right? Mm-hmm. So fast forward to what Bless said. They tell him we need these boxes, right? He sends 15 boxes with them. And he says that's all we have. Nothing else is here. His lawyer says we've given you everything. There is nothing else. A snitch says they lying, dog.
Yeah.
And so the snitch took them directly.
Yep.
To what they were looking for. They found 20 more boxes and multiple ones with the not just top secret, but the highest top secret clearance you could possibly have where these don't leave. And so he's saying at first they're like, oh, well, he declassified the documents. Guess what? But when it comes to some certain documents, it don't matter. If they're declassified, they cannot leave the facility at all because they can destroy the United States in a way.
God, how is he not in prison?
And you know what's the craziest thing about it is? Hey, nothing ain't gonna happen to Trump.
Oh no! It's happening.
No, B.
If they do not do it now, they
blue card jail, whatever, white color, yellow color, whatever.
If it wasn't espionage, I would say differently. If it wasn't espionage, I would say differently. But if you let anybody do any kind of espionage, how many more people you think are open?
If it was anybody other than Trump, I would have been like, he gone. He's
going to a jail he probably owns, or one of his boys owns if he doesn't get locked up.
Man, slip through your face every time they go and catch this man.
He's going to have like the best commissary. So if I was locked up next to him, I'm dead.
You cannot escape.
No, he's going to go to one of his boys' jails, so it's not going to feel like jail. So he's gonna get like the nice.
Go to that, man. I tell you, he gonna probably get some pet on the hand or something.
No, he's not. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. You know what I mean? You think about this. There is no judge in the world crazy enough to sign off on a search warrant at any place Trump's
that's
without so much proof that there's no way you can deny there's been a criminal act.
And the judge that made the thing was appointed
by Trump.
Yeah, so it was,
Wow.
it run deep, but I see every time we think, hey, Trump in a corner, there's no way for this judge to get out. There's no way for Trump. Somehow.
That's why I said if it wasn't for the search warrant saying espionage on it, which has to be proven to a judge that there is pretty much a crime that's taking place. If it didn't say espionage, then I say okay, he could slip away from all of those.
See it to believe it to be
with a 10-year minimum sentence.
But I just want to say, like how you were saying, unless they have a new Trump, they do have a new Trump coming. You know who he be?
DeSantis?
DeSantis.
Oh, he's gonna get it. I hear. That's what it is. He's going for president.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, everyone I've heard or been around, DeSantis this. Like, I think he might.
He have a real chance though. Like,
he's the smarter Trump.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. He's
slicker.
the smarter Trump.
Not smarter, slicker.
They don't really have a Republican to represent either. But either way, like let's put a fork in that. You know, like y'all keep us, man. Please keep us updated on
DeSantis
everything.
is like mafia tied too. It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. But you know, like as we segue, man, like I know this new CPI numbers came out. You know, we're gonna jump into
the CPI
and the crypto. You know, just last week, you know, crypto or Bitcoin, you know, jumped up to 25K. You know, for anybody who's been following, that's the highest they've been in the last 9 weeks. And
it was beautiful.
Yeah, and like the, you know, for the crypto world, you know, for the stock world, you know, Bitcoin is a big indicator, right? Asset and indicator of how the economy is going.
Yes.
And you know what's funny is like I've been doing a lot of like after, you know, we going into Forex with the Pip dealer last week. You know, I've been just following, you know, a little bit closer and closer, you know, and I know we've been on the show talking about a recession, and it's funny of how, you know, the definition, the original definition of a recession is when the GDP is in a downturn, a decline for 2 straight quarters, you know, and what happened is, you know, we just recently had a second quarter of decline, and then all of a sudden the Feds are redefining what a recession is and saying, oh no, it's not a recession. I know we called it that before.
It's a recession.
But now it's not a recession.
Well, they were saying that, you know, that was the main factor.
Yeah.
But we're seeing something different than ever before.
Ever.
Like the highest job rates
in
40 years.
Yes.
Right now. So.
And that's like what, you know, we're trying to fight this high inflation, you know, and the inflation is coming from consumers that are still spending money, you know, and man, I can go so deep on this with my own my interpretation of it, you know, but truly, like, it's not a true recession because, you know, we have all of these open jobs, we have all of these, you know,
the economy is the highest it's been.
Yeah,
that's why inflation's so high, because people won't stop spending their day. Man, save your money, people. People won't stop spending their money. You know what I mean?
We got gadgets out.
We got more jobs ever than before. There's the people are making even the amount people are getting paid went up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So the biggest factor is when the transportation got messed up. On top of the war, on top it was just pandemic. It was so many things back to back.
Yeah,
that even with a strong economy, it was going to fall.
And I still believe though that this goes to really show of how big of the gap is becoming of the rich and the poor, of the middle class, you know, being closer to the poor, and the rich just rich to how they could look and say, you know, everybody's still spending when really there's so many families, right, that are not being, you know, and I always come back to this to stand on my soapbox, but so many families that are really struggling right now. It's, you know, we're heading towards the mid-August, and they're trying to figure out where they're going to live in less than 30 days. They're figuring out of how they're going to pay their bills. You know, they're cutting things like, well, maybe we don't need a car. You know, maybe we don't need to do this and that. You know, so, I mean, it's like, there's a lot of spending going on because, you know, when I look at social, I do see a lot of people going on vacation.
Yeah,
right.
Crazy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. People ain't stopped spending money. It's just everything costing more. So it is like that's the thing. You know, there's a lot of people. Our economy would be even stronger if everyone would get off their dang couch and get a job. The jobs are there.
Man.
For every single person that can work, there are two. Now, granted, there are at least 2 jobs for each person. Granted, there are people that can't work. Right. If you physically can't work or mentally can't work, then by all means, I respect that. You know, you can't do what you can't do.
Or legally.
Or illegally. Yeah.
Or legally.
Or legally,
But with that being said, there's a lot of people that can. And when that pandemic hit, I'm going to be 1,000 with you. I personally, you know, I'm not going to put them out there, but I personally know people who told me straight up, I'm getting more money from these checks than I would from my job pay.
Bingo.
And I understand that, you know, the jobs ain't paying enough. True. The jobs aren't paying enough. Right now, you're not getting free checks.
Right.
What are you doing to eat?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people need to get off that laziness, that part. Oh, they don't pay me enough. Fool, you was making $8 an hour before. Why are you crying when they give you $8.25 now? Yeah. It sucks. Right. But get up and work. You can't just live off of other people when you can physically go off there and do something. So I'm a mix between the Democrat and Republican, and I slap them both if they.
But so
I'm not mad.
My question is, right, like in my whole idea of this, like I just think it's kind of an illusion, right? You say like our economy, and not you, but you know the Fed saying our economy is doing great. Look at all of these open jobs, but literally 3-4 months ago, we had a great resignation. People quit their jobs. So, of course, there's all these jobs opening because there's people who are going and saying, you know what, I would rather not have a job and get this unemployment, you know, than go and work for a boss that's going to not pay me, you know, and I get where you're coming from because I'm the same way. I'm like, yo, you got to, you know, if you don't like your job, then maybe think change it or work at it,
elevate
do
yourself
something
some way.
Right, but you know, there's a lot of people that are complaining, but then there's people who came back to jobs. But either way, the point I'm making is there's all these job openings because of so many people who walked away. So many people who said, you know what, I can use my own resources, you know, my own talents, my own skills, my own crafts, and I can survive off of that. You know, I respect that.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about the ones that ain't doing nothing but trying to collect the check. They need to get up.
For real.
They need to get up. It's frustrating, and people they get excited to tell you I'm getting a government check, and I get mad because I'm like, yo, B, I'm paying your taxes. I'm paying for you to sit at home and do nothing. Now I'm not about the don't help nobody. That's why I can never be a full Republican. But with that being said, I'm all about helping people for those that need it. For those that need it, because you know, obviously Republicans are like, I make it, it's my money, I don't pay for anyone else's. Democrats are like, let's pay for everybody. I'm like, let's help the ones that have no choice and need help. But everyone else, if you is mad, look, I worked at that $8 an hour job because I had to pay a bill. I didn't like it, I hated it, but I did it. See what I'm saying? That's called surviving it. And while I was doing that, I was figuring out ways to find more money and make more money.
Right. See, the thing is that there's many people that don't have that level-headed way of thinking. Right. You know what I mean? They just want to, you know, get everything as a handout. They're not really trying to elevate to the next level. So you'll always have classes of people, right? They have people that's going to, you know, be about their business and go for it no matter what. You see what I'm saying? Then they're going to have people that listen. If they could do nothing and get paid, that's what they'll do. So,
and that's what some of them doing.
Exactly, and that's what it says. So, you know, they're always going to have classes of different people. I doubt it. Everybody's going to just go out there and just be hustlers because, you know, half of their money would do shit.
Yeah, but what's happening in crypto right now with all of these different changes?
Man, so you know, we were supposed to have this recession, right? This crazy recession, which it went from being this is going to be a horrible, you know, destructive, kill the world recession to, well, it's a possible soft recession. When they came out with the CPI numbers and it was a little bit lower,
8.5.
The consumer price index numbers, when it came out, it was 8.5. They thought it was going to be 8.7. When that happened, it started having this effect on the markets, from the stock market to the crypto market, and things slowly started itching back up. So, you know, if you look back over the past month, at one point, Bitcoin was stuck around 20 to 21,000.
Right.
Kept maybe 21.5. It'll go up to that. But since then, it's elevated all the way as high as 25. Right? And this morning I woke up, and I woke up and my phone had like 1 billion missed messages, not missed messages, but the alerts from CoinMarket and Crypto.com and Coinbase and all of these Shiba Inu is going to the moon. It didn't say that, but that's what it looked like, right? And I go check. Yeah, it was just tinging away, right? And it went and it, for the longest time, it had been going sideways around 1,200. It literally shot up all the way up to almost 1,700. 1,700. On for those who understand, 1,700, which is a very, very fractional amount of money. But when you own a lot of them, it stacks up fast. Them little moves. So I woke up this morning just like happy as can be. Like right now, I'm watching to make sure I ain't got to sell it while we doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Y'all see me checking it. I brought my computer to work and everything. Y'all
and
brought my computer in because right now is the time to buy. Like even if the market goes down, it's not going to go down so much that you're going to be losing unless you plan on buying today and selling tomorrow. Yeah, then you can lose. But you shouldn't be investing into crypto and stocks and not plan to have some that you hold for a long term.
True.
You know what I mean? So now's the time to buy. Right now, everything is at 80% off discount.
Clearance.
Yeah, because we still in the bear. We still in the bear market. So
well, they're saying it's looking like the bear market's taking a turn.
Yeah, it's going to be taking a turn. But as we speak, right now, this is still bear.
Yeah, it's still considered a bear.
In the red, everything is still down. So this will be your best time to actually go ahead and stack up. The bear. When the bull market come back,
it's over.
You're going to hear it on news. You're going to see it everywhere. Crypto is coming back. This is coming back. This is going to be. And by the time you see that on the news,
too late.
It's too late.
You missed the boat.
Back and you missed out trade. Why?
And you know what's crazy?
You gotta wait for the next one.
What's crazy on the flip side on the real estate market, the housing market. I've been still keeping one foot there, watching. And it's like now because the housing market has cooled so much. The interest rates, the mortgage interest rates have kind of slightly came down, and they're still high, and it's like we're still in a time frame to where houses are still a good like $50K, $75K, $100K in some places over the market value, right?
They're still up, but they're coming. They're moving.
They're coming down. And the cool part about it all, right, is that now sellers, some sellers are still trying to sell their house because they're starting to realize like I'm not going to get as much as I would have got last year, earlier this year for my house, but there's this decrease happening, so they want to sell their house now before it gets all the way too low. Some people think it might be a clearance of like that, and right now it's a bear market, right, to where the cool part, like, and the hope for me as a first time buyer is that our biggest thing was the inventory issue. There wasn't enough inventory because of the pandemic, because of supply,
transportation messed up
everything, right? So like now, since people aren't buying houses and the housing market is cool, now the inventory is growing and slowly growing, and then all of these sellers are starting to get to a point to where, before, like, there was a time to where houses were on the market for 12 days, for 5 days, for a max of 17 days. And now you're seeing houses, like when I go on Zillow, when I go on Truly or whatever it's called, I see like, you'll see these buyers, they're next to the house that says decrease. They're decreasing. They had their house for $485,000, then they dropped it to 480, and then 470, and then 460, and they're starting to realize nobody's biting. So now it's like this decrease, and now these houses are on the market for 45 days, 75 days, and like, so it's giving me hope because I'm just in this kind of like, almost, you imagine somebody doing double dutch about to jump back in, right?
You wait for your turn to jump in.
I'm waiting because it's like it's gonna come a time to where it's like, okay, bring it back down to my level. I'm not rich, you know what I'm saying? I'm not somebody who can afford a huge mortgage bill every month.
Right.
I don't want to be house poor, but it is starting to come back down to our level.
Bless, is that kind of what you're looking for? The same as LaRue, because I know you and the wifey were also looking for a house.
Yeah, well, I trying to go the other way about buying the land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Putting like
all right,
one of the small houses on there, one of them little the little Tesla house.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, bro. Like we posted that little clip of us talking about that, you know what I mean, and breaking down your story, and I had so many people in my inbox saying, me and my person's trying to do that, you know, that's a great idea. Oh my gosh, I never thought about it. So y'all, you and Tamika are genius.
Yeah, man, buy the land and then put down something there, because I mean, it's a tiny home, but they still have all of the amenities, because let's face it, we live in a tiny place now, right? So I mean, on your own land, it'll be that much better, and it'll be isolated. It ain't going to be attached to nobody, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you'll have your own land, your own space. It'll be a small space, but it'll still be your own.
Rob told me he was gonna buy some land and then make a tunnel.
Rob.
Rob, like, what you gonna make
buy a corner like, in the back of McDonald's or something.
Hey,
Rob gonna be tunneling into McDonald's.
Set up your own chorizo stand with the leftover meat from the friggin'
I don't know if I can tell
burger.
anybody plans about that. If I do, I can't. I probably won't tell nobody plans about that.
No.
Until I get everything set up. Until everything's done, I won't say a damn.
Rob
word.
gonna have the funnest house out of all of us. I think his house gonna have some exciting.
Yeah, because there's some things going on, especially with the credit. Like, there's a bunch of credit. I was learning because it's a fucking video game. It really is. Credit is a video game. I don't care what nobody says. It's a bunch of stuff you can do.
It all is.
Because if you can actually put in school, like it is. It's like what you got to do with bonuses and all that. So the house is coming when it's gonna come. But right now the credit is gonna set it there, and just make sure everything's set.
No, it's true, man. Credit. I mean, credit is like the biggest.
It's the king or God, whatever you want to call it in financial.
It's king.
And cash is second after that, and everything. So.
And speaking of gaming, you know, that like even right now with inflation and everything, you know, the gaming industry is beginning to be affected by inflation and the economy, you know. And during like what I was reading, like was, you know, during the pandemic, you know, droves of people were in isolation and they spent all these hours playing video games and, you know, live streaming on Twitch. And now with so many people returning back to a new normal, and some back into working in an office or physical locations, there's now been this noticeable decline in gaming revenue, right? And publishers like Activision, Blizzard, and Electronic. I mean,
it's actually a good thing. I go ahead, but it's actually a good thing. I just want to say it's actually a good thing.
You have to elaborate on that. So publishers like Activision, Blizzard, and Electronic Arts, you know, are battling right now supply chain delays and a shift in consumer choices due to the easing of lockdowns. So, you know, knowing that, you know, with y'all are big time gamers, and I mean, like we always say, like this was kind of birthed, you know, during the pandemic, you know, us streaming on live
headset.
Are y'all still playing games? I mean, and even if you want to go back to what
if you're a gamer, you're still gonna like. I was gaming before this pandemic was ever such a thing,
right?
Something like that. But I deem it great because now it's going to put a dent in a lot of these free-to-play games that's coming to consoles, and developers can actually go back to work and make some quality titles instead of trying to focus it on the Fortnites and Call of Duties, and then a lot of resources are getting wasted and just trying to double and triple your money instead of actually trying to give what the consumer wants, something like that. So I feel like it's a good thing.
So do you think that people like maybe the gaming industry is seeing a decline because it's not necessarily that they can't afford the gaming, but it's that the quality? You think it's
in what division? I don't think it's in the whole all of gaming, because gaming is going to be gaming itself, but I think it's for the online portion, maybe.
Well, yeah, they had a decline because they say more people going outside, but you see, more people was playing the games as a result. So that was all of the new people. So the decline is all of the new people just going back out, and then the regulars staying there. Like how, cause like me, Rob, like we always play. We still always just play. We've been playing from since before the pandemic, and then after we still going to continue. We ain't going nowhere. We solid, but how we would call it is casual gamers. Casual gamers come in, they in the pandemic, they locked inside, they're looking for something, they're looking for FIFA, they're looking for Call of Duty, wherever. They come in, they play a little bit 1-2, and then they vacate once it's done because they're not a true gamer, like a true gamer.
I had become a gamer, but I never quite reached the Henny, Rob, and Souljah status.
Casual.
But I came in before the pandemic, though. I remember I was playing Division every day before the pandemic.
But you were still casually playing it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Little here and there, like little spots here and there.
I was playing every day.
Yeah.
For almost a year or 2 years straight before the pandemic.
What I mean is, if you had become a gamer, you would still be one. Is what
True,
I'm saying.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So you was a casual gamer.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I did back away
You
from the
came
game.
in and you went out, so that's
Until
that
Division
was
three.
I got a
casual.
little obsessed with it, and then had
Yeah.
to take a bow out because it was just I
Yeah,
was
so
spinning.
people like me, Rob, and
Yeah.
like we'll continue to game no matter how it is,
True
the
that.
landscape, no matter what it is. So that's what I'm saying. Like all these
Yeah.
new people that came in, they now going back to where they give the Xbox to the game of friends or whatever.
Yeah.
They ain't even
Gave mine to
study
my
them.
daughter.
So for us gamers, it's good because now the quality can come back. Because
to
now
the
they
real
don't worry about
players.
all them stupid numbers.
Yeah,
now they
but-
got to really work for your numbers
And
now.
not make
by putting out good
it
stuff.
completely for casuals, because that's
Yeah.
what the whole focus is now. Is they trying to make a lot of games appeal to casuals, and they're not
Yeah.
focusing on the, you know what I mean, on the real subset of people that's actually gamers.
There and want to play.
True
Yeah.
that.
And the
Yeah.
thing
Making
is
these
like,
garbage ass games.
yeah, and even then, like, even though like there's a decline, they said that even now the numbers are still higher.
Well,
You know,
yeah, it's about to
a
get
lot
even higher.
than
Yeah.
pre-pandemic levels. You know, of gaming.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they still retain one or two of them casuals as a
Yeah,
Exactly.
Some of them
Yeah.
stuck around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them stuck around. They didn't
It's like
realize.
out of five, like maybe one or two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one or
and a
two
half is
convert
getting
to a
But
locked
that's
in.
good. You know, you
Yeah.
think out of every 5 you get one. That's
One or
out of
two.
every 25 you got 5. It adds up pretty
Exactly.
fast.
It go add
You
up,
know?
and gaming is a powerful thing. It's never going to cease as a medium.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
And not a
It's
cheap
Yeah.
hobby, so the money is gonna be
Yeah,
pouring
it's
in.
not cheap. It's
not a
very,
cheap hobby.
very much a running. You know, it makes a shitload of money. These are games. They make more than movies.
Yo, what?
Well,
it's the
that's
number
what-
one media. Yeah, it's the number
That's what I
one.
was gonna say.
the
Like
number one
we teach that
media.
at the school. Like
Yeah.
out of all the medias, gaming.
Shout out Full Sail.
Shout out Full Sail University. Them
Yeah,
my
yeah.
dogs, yo. Listen, even when all the rest of entertainment is taking a little nosedive, gaming continues to go up.
It's gonna stay strong.
It's
It
crazy.
goes
It's unbelievable the difference between gaming and the rest of the industry when things get bad.
Yeah.
It gets obvious which one's gonna be there. When the people will be dying and still have people on the game.
Man,
Yeah, man,
hey, for
you
real.
know, for life.
I mean, yeah, because you can look at Nintendo, because you know you got such thing as competition, and Nintendo is about 10, 15 years back behind the competition and still outselling the
For
competition.
real,
Yeah,
they way
crazy.
back.
Gaming is strong.
Crazy.
Mario.
You
Yeah,
know?
like
Way back.
so like with you know, I mean, and yeah, just speaking of that, like it makes sense, like, you know, streamers aren't making as much because people aren't at home isolated and watching streams. But you know, when you think of gaming, like, or games, right, and we're about in the third quarter, like, what you guys got any games you're looking for? Like,
This is the season right here. This is fall season.
yeah, this is when like the
This is the
blockbusters,
games
right?
coming out. Yeah.
You have something to look for.
Yeah, you do.
I got multiple
What's-
things, yeah,
what's
because I
coming-
got all systems. God of War.
God of War.
Got to say that. Little
That's a
loud,
good
man.
one.
That's the only one.
That's a good one.
That's the only one to look for.
That one chick with the black chick, the first female black protagonist, got her own game, Forspoken. That was supposed to come out this year, but they
Yeah,
got
that's
pushed
not
back.
doing too good. I mean, right now.
Looks great,
But you know, though, you know what I'm talking about. That's going. It going through the ringer.
Yeah,
right
it's going
now.
through the problems.
It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
What's
Yeah.
happening with it?
It's going through development hell, basically.
Is it
when,
like supplies
when
or what?
No, it's
Having
Let's
development.
say, long story short, they put out a
to
tweet.
make sure everything works.
And they get
make,
shredded
you know,
totally.
glitches, make sure everything's smooth, make sure everything is great before they release it, because within the previous last 3-4 years, a lot of games been coming out
It go get
broken.
delay.
And that number one game, which had the best price skeleton to it, but it was the meat was spoiled, was Anthem.
Okay.
I like how you said that.
The
best
was
part
there,
skeleton with the
it was
Talk about game, B.
like
Yeah.
great, but that's when during the era where people was just throwing out games, throwing it to work, and only one game that probably survived that was like No Man's Sky.
Out of all the games them that were down there.
That one has so much potential in it, and by a legendary developer too. So
you think it was just
BioWare.
kind of a money grab at one point? Like they were just throwing games
It's
out?
EA, yeah.
they
It was
got-
under
they-
EA.
They could have done way better.
They
but
dropped
do
the
it.
ball.
If anyone knows Electronic Arts,
I
it's
don't
all
know
about
how
the
you
money.
mess that up,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, look at Madden. It's please let go of that franchise, please.
Man,
It's
Madden.
never going nowhere. Madden ain't going nowhere.
Speaking of Madden,
That
like
is
they
the
said,
franchise.
they're gonna
That's the
have
whole thing.
they got actual John Madden on the cover this year.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's
John Madden
disrespectful.
on the cover.
Joe, he hasn't been on the-
Because he passed
He
away.
hasn't been on
Yeah.
the cover for decades.
Yeah, it's because
Wow.
he passed away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he
Yeah.
passed away.
It's
But
like
I think it's disrespect until they fix that game.
Yeah, so every
They
year
fix it.
back in the, I'm not even here. You see me blocking about. I'm such a bad fan. Like,
Look,
that's-
Rude
I
don't know
understand.
nothing
Yeah.
about games, but you mentioned Madden. He
God.
sparked
Smart.
up like now. Yeah.
No, because Madden used to be on every cover. You know, when you go back to,
For real.
you know,
Yeah,
and
Madden
then
90,
they-
what, 93,
like
2,
90,
whatever it is.
92, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
like all the way up to the 2000s. Like he was on the cover, and then they started to put the players on there. But yeah, and then there's I'm a sports gamer, so I'm kind of seasonal. what did you call casual?
Casual.
Yeah, casual gamer.
See, that's what they would classify the casual as, the people that play sports games.
Yeah,
people
so
that
especially
play Call
sport
of
games.
Duty,
Yeah.
sports
And racing
Call
games.
of Duty, racing games.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when you come in
Just
and
one
you get
specific
into
game.
shooting games
Like
and
you in Division.
Yeah, I'm very
Just you in
specific.
Division.
Very
Still
specific.
Halo, but
Yeah.
So you got like your certain niche of what you
Yeah,
play.
stuff
Yeah,
like
and then
that.
the
sports.
And then also, like, I will eventually occasionally jump into other games like Grand Theft Auto, but I try to
that's good
play the
times.
story.
2K though.
2K coming.
Hey, shout out to 2K23
wait.
coming out.
Shout
You know
out
what I mean?
2K.
Oh, yeah.
People
I'm getting
going
Monster
into
free,
the-
so I guess I'm
You're
getting
That's
it.
the one I
Definitely.
don't play.
2K, you're
the one you
definitely
need to
getting
play.
my money this year. You get
And the
your-
only
going
thing
all in?
and the only
I'm
thing I
going
like
dedicated
that I've heard
my
this year
life.
is that the new defensive controls is that you can finally have full control over defense
2K.
on this year 2K.
That's what
It-
made
it's
me
a-
into a
it's
beast. They
Smart
wrote
animations,
me,
yeah.
They wrote me a letter. A handwritten letter. And they said, "Listen,
No excuses this year.
We need
that
you-
too."
I might finish the season. I might finish the season this year.
He had a.
I might finish the
I
season.
don't know.
I don't
That's a
know.
big
I've
one.
never. I haven't
He
finished
never
one since like
finished a season
2K15.
yet.
Yeah.
He never,
Since Durant was on the cover,
Yeah,
that's the
no
last time I
matter
finished the
how long.
season.
You say every
Okay.
year you're not
but
going to
LaRue never finished.
Oh,
the
I'm getting it for
season
free
either.
this year.
No, because I get frustrated.
Get it
Last
free.
year it was glitching, and like, man, I had just got the
was.
Xbox S series, you know, and man, I was excited, and the game was glitching, and I just after a while I couldn't do it no more.
You get the
know,
Series
and,
X.
and then I tried to get crafty. and delete some stuff on my box to open up space, and I erased everything because I don't
2K's
know
a big
what I'm
game
doing.
too. 90,
I
100
remember when you
something
did that too.
I did, and that's kind of what the point I was gonna make is like me. I'm that gamer, right? I don't have the patience. Like I don't have the patience. That's how 90% of the games I stop playing. Like when I buy those adventure games, like when I try to play the storyline
the
of
platformers, yeah,
of,
love
of
those.
Grand Theft Auto, and I
Yeah.
can't get past the spot. Like after
That's it.
you know, like
You
a
done.
week, 2
You
weeks
was
of
out,
doing
huh?
it,
You was
I
out.
don't have that patience. I'm not
Really?
playing
You get
Grand Theft
quieter and
Auto.
quieter.
Is retired.
Oh no, we gotta achieve this. Let's sit in here till it's done.
Yeah.
See, like, and I'm the dude. Like, I just can't. Like, so that's why you don't see me playing things.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the more adventure games that y'all play, Skyrim, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. why
Skyrim's
that popped
addictive.
in.
Yeah, that's addictive.
Yeah.
That it was at the time. It was addictive.
See, I don't play a lot of games. 'Cause I get possessed in the game. I get
I got over
addicted to
200
it to
each.
where I overkill it, and I overkill it for like a year or two straight,
You get burned
and
out.
then burn out. Yeah,
Run out
I
the
do.
energy.
But when I come in and overkill, I dominate.
He just
I
go
go
and
from
overkill.
being nobody to a dominant figure
King Papa
in
J.
every game I
King
play.
Papa J.
Yeah.
King.
King
Don't
Papa
fear,
J
the
the
King's
third.
here.
Every
His
game I
people
come in.
still look
Oh, yeah.
man.
Better
Hey.
recognize.
Hey,
Is
shout
Papa
out,
coming?
shout out to Road Hunters Inc. I ain't forgot about y'all. You might not know, you might see me pop in one day. Shout out to Road Hunters Inc. Hey, them boys some real they some real video game killers.
They
B.
hurting
They
though, I ain't gonna
vicious.
lie.
Yeah, they need you.
Vicious.
Yeah, they hurting.
Yeah.
bad.
They hurt without
They
me.
need you. Yeah,
Ah, they hurting.
yeah, because you had a squad. I never seen somebody do
Yeah,
that.
for
You
real.
had a
Beast
squad.
mode.
We had a real squad. Yeah, we had a real
I
squad.
fucked. I'm a solo for that. You squatted up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, y'all keep us updated on the gaming industry. You know, the blockbusters coming out this year, and man, another great episode, man. Episode 24, man. I'm so proud of us. I'm proud of us. Kobe was 24 and number 8. You know, so as we come to a close, you know, make sure again that you follow us on all our social medias, man. We're starting to put out some visuals for you to see the crew, you know, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I probably missed some, but
Tinder,
YouTube, Tinder. So, you know, today, the jewel of the day, you know, it's never too late to change. You know, one of the greatest thought leaders of our generation is someone I admire dearly, but isn't admired by all, you know, is Bishop T.D. Jakes. You know, he says that there is no greater power than a changed mind. I myself have witnessed and experienced the power of a changed mind. Years ago, I used to struggle with overspending my money. You know, a few days before my next paycheck, I'd find myself getting payday loans or at the local grocery store cashing in my coins to buy gas, cigarettes, and sometimes even food. And every single time it would break me down. It would make me feel so insecure about myself until one day I decided I was going to change my mind. I told myself that I would never be broke again. And that doesn't mean that I needed more money. It meant that I would no longer overspend my money until I was flat broke. It meant instead of spending down to my very last, I'd be more conscious of where my dollars are going and pump the brakes way sooner than later. I believe that if you decide to change your mind today, you can break addiction, cut out toxic people, move towards your purpose, and change the whole trajectory of your life. It all starts with changing your mind. In the words of one of my favorite motivational speakers and author, Earl Nightingale, it's never too late for, with a purpose, a worthy goal, and a motivation to reach those upper layers on the pyramid, a person can travel further in a few years than he might otherwise travel in a lifetime. We are the Hot Mango Seed Podcast, and until next time,
Bars
upon bars.
Peace.
Hey, man, thank you, everybody, for listening. Until next time, stay blessed. Henny, I am vengeance.
And I smell like a mango.
Am a mango seed.